Sewing is such a great hobby that many can learn. You can either learn on your own or you can either take classes. I just happened to learn on my own. I've been into sewing for about a year or so, since 2019. I'm still learning as I go, and I'm still pretty much a beginner, and I have so much that I want to share from beginner sewer supplies. I've always been interested in garment fashion creating, so I'm finally taking a step into the fashion world and hoping to bring you along. So stick around. So I'm Zia Zebra. If you don't know, I create clothing and I also give tips and tricks in like makeup, cheap thrift shopping, beginner sewer tips, try-on hauls, Sims 4, and more. So stay tuned and hit that subscribe button. Welcome back to my channel, coming with a beginner sewer vlog. As you can see, it's always more that I'm coming with. Different situations and different topics. Here with the vid on current sewing supplies that I'm currently using myself. Also stores that are my favorite as well, aka the spots. Want to share some of my experience and knowledge. I've only been into sewing for about a year or so, since 2019, and I'm very grateful for my experience so far. So let's get into these beginner sewer supplies. So for beginners, I want to start off with needed things. Being a beginner sewer, you're going to need materials, good organizing methods, best sewing machines, shopping stores, and online coupons, and most overall useful information. So number one, different colored threads. In order to make different colored garment wear, you're going to need to build up on your threads. Mine was actually hand-me-down from my grams because she used to sew when she was younger. But I suggest, be patient, stock up on your threads. Also, being a beginner, you're only going to use cotton threads only, which are these. And you can get them at any kind of craft store. Number two, elastic. It's really something easy to use. You can sew through skirt, pants, or whatever, just in case you don't have any zippers or buttons or etc. Or just want to use some fun elastic. And being a beginner, elastic is very, very easy to use. You can get elastic from any kind of craft store, but I choose Walmart specifically. Number three, different color zippers. Make sure to get zippers of all different sizes, from pant long zippers to dress long zippers. Also try to get multiple colors for multiple color garment wear. Also want to try to get enough plain black zippers and enough plain white zippers, because the basic colors are going to be needed in case you have any kind of project in mind. You can get your zippers anywhere. I got mine from AliExpress. I have different sizes. This is just a long zipper. You can get them from any kind of craft store. Number four, easy pin sewing needles. You can get all different colors and details from short to long length, and you will want to keep in an organized sewing box at all times. Are these sewing pins? They are butterflies. I actually got them from AliExpress. You can get any kind of sewing pins from any kind of craft store actually. Number five, heavy duty ripers. I hope I'm saying that right. I think I am. I think it's called a riper. But I've learned to use the heavy duty riper. It's meant for more selective, different materials, and it's not so easily breakable. This is my heavy duty riper. You can get these from any kind of craft store, but I would say Joann's is a spot for the ripers. Number six, drawing chalk or marker. When sizing down and sewing, it's important to have chalk or a marker, washable chalk or a marker, to make any markings to where you want to cut from, and also to be very light when you are making your markings, so it won't become and make so much of a mess. And this is chalk or a marker. You can get any one of these from any kind of craft store or Walmart. Number seven, rulers. It could be the stick hard ruler or the soft fabric ruler. I prefer both because they're very useful for me. I couldn't actually find my hard stick ruler, but this is a fabric soft ruler and it's very helpful. You can get it from any kind of craft store or anywhere. Number 8, clear tape. It's also a handy tool. It's not for garment creating, just for anything else. Like, for example, I had a pattern that ripped, and I use clear tape to repair it. You can get this clear tape at any craft store, any Walmart. Number 9, metal hooks. You want to make sure you stay stocked up on metal hooks because being a beginner, they are very, very easy to use. These are the metal hooks. You can get them from any Walmart or any craft store. Number 10, bobbins. You want to make sure you also get the correct bobbins for your type of machine. They either could be clear bobbins or metal bobbins, just depends on whatever machine that you have. Learn to apply and adjust the bobbin as well. These are the clear bobbins, and these are the metal bobbins. You can get from any craft store. Just make sure it's the correct bobbin for your machine. Number 11, E6000 glue. You can use this glue on any different type of fabrics. When I use this glue, I let it dry overnight. It's clear and it's very, very easy to use. You can get from any Walmart or any craft store. It's the E6000 glue and it's very, very good use. Number 12, Hammond tape. I suggest you get at least 2 packs of Hammond tape because being a beginner, they are so very easy to use. And this is the Hammond tape. You can get it from any craft store or any Walmart. And also being a beginner, you will want to use fabric fusion glue. If you want to like easily glue anything, it is the most wonderful thing ever. You can get this from Hobby Lobby. I think I got this from Hobby Lobby specifically. I don't know if you can get it from any other craft store, but I love this glue and it is everything. Number 13, sewing cushions. To store the needles of the unknown, to secure them in a safe place, it's the sewing cushion. You can get from any kind of craft store. I ordered this specifically from AliExpress for like $2 and I love it. Number 14, good sewing scissors. Going to need a good pair of sewing scissors to cut through any kind of materials, and also a good cover up for the scissors to keep them in good use. These are my scissors that I always use. I got these from Hobby Lobby. You can get them from any kind of craft store or any Walmart. And this is the cover up for my scissors. I suggest that you keep up with this because it's very important to keep your scissors sharp. And you will want to also have small detail scissors to cut smaller things in sewing. It's very needed. And number 15, ironing board and iron. An ironing board and iron plays a big role in sewing, so I suggest that you cop one. You can get one from any craft store or any Walmart. Moving on to detail materials, the fun things that I use in sewing, which is string. I use string a lot to create cross crop tops or a bralette type. You can always use some fun string. You can get it from any kind of craft store. Rhinestones could be either big or small to make any outfit pop, and you will want to also make sure that you get rhinestones that are only meant for garment wear only. I got this from Hobby Lobby specifically. It's like a whole sheet of rhinestones and it's a lot and I love it. Iron-Ons. Could be any letter or any detail like a butterfly. Just anything you want to iron on and be more creative on your project. You can get these from any craft store actually or a Walmart. I actually got these from Hobby Lobby. I specifically shop for my iron-ons at Hobby Lobby. And decorative trim, which is for extra fun details to make against the lining of a pants or a top or anything, which is this is detailed with roses, the trim. You can find at any craft store or any Walmart. All right, moving on to organizing methods, the methods that I use to organize in sewing. Number 1, patterns, patches, and iron-ons. Make sure to keep everything organized, like your patterns, patches, and iron-ons all together in like one bag, because paper should be in all one place. Number 2, bag of cloth materials. You will want to try to find like a big bag from a thrifty or anything, just to stock up your whole and scrap materials to keep them clean and organized. Number 3, box of fun details. I also keep a separate box to organize my fun detailing stuff like my E6000 glue, my clear tape, and etc. because being organized is everything. Number 4, box of threads. You will want to keep your box of threads in a separate box and all separate box because being organized is needed. Being a mess can really cause a mess. Number 5, plastic bag organizing. When I do organize in my bag, I organize plastic clear bags inside that bag to organize my zippers, bobbins, or buttons, and etc. So nothing will get mixed up inside of that bag. Like this is my zippers, and I keep them in a clear plastic bag in another bag so they will not mess up, if that makes sense. Number 6, box of sewing needles. You want to make sure you get an organizing box to organize your sewing pins, your pencils, markers. You're going to need to organize all of your important materials to keep them safe and organized. So a box, something like this, to separate all of your pens, markers, and the rest of your important sewing materials to keep them safe. So I'm going to spread my knowledge about the sewing machines that are good for beginners. So my first machine was the Singer machine. It's very affordable, just $100 about, plus tax. It's different types of Singer sewing machines, so I suggest that you be patient, read the information, and pick a good sewing machine. Also, when bought new machine, you will want to keep the instructions manual in the box, and to also keep researching on how to use your machine because you learn something new in sewing all the time. And I will also be showing you guys how to become besties with your sewing machine, decorate, and give it a vibe. So stay tuned for that. I want to share another machine that I think is good for beginners, which is the Brother sewing machine. I think it's way more advanced than the Singer sewing machine. I really just got into using my Brother machine and I actually really love it. It's a smooth JX2517, which is the lightest mode with quick setup bobbin, which are clear bobbins only, which are these bobbins only for the Brother machine. Singer machine uses metal bobbins only. So you want to make sure you get the correct type of bobbin for your machine. Okay, I want to also share shopping stores that are my favorite and that I spend my beautiful time at buying materials and tools and shopping with good coupons, which is number 1, Hobby Lobby. It's really a main craft shopping store for me. It's just one of my favorite spots to, prowl and look around for anything. I will spend at least 2 hours in that place looking around for material. I take my time on deciding what materials I want to purchase also. I mainly get most of my sewing supplies from this place. When I buy from the Hobby Lobby store, I do have the app to collect coupons. Like every time I go into the line, it is an employee that will scan my phone and some items are discounted off. So if you want to shop at Hobby Lobby, I suggest that you get the app. Number 2, Joann's. I come to this craft shopping store often to look around for patterns. Patterns are print cutouts of clothing shapes. You can also create patterns for yourself, which are these. I also get my detailed trim and string from Joann's. It's a select of many different colors. When I also shop at Joann's, I do scan to use the coupon. So I suggest if you want to shop at Joann's that you collect the app. Number 3, Michael's. I really don't come to this craft store like that, but they do have a lot of stuff. I see myself coming more in the future for jewelry makings. I want to get more into accessories like earrings, purses, and belts. So stay tuned for that. And last thing, you will want to get your body measurements. Before you even start sewing for your own projects, you will want to get your own body measurements, like your waist, hips, arms, and legs. It's very important to get precise so things can be fitted very, very nicely. My beginner sewer supplies. Also, being a beginner, I have pressed my limits. What I mean by that is I've sewn and created things a beginner wouldn't have. I mean, how else would you know if you don't at least try? So risking can be good and experimental, putting your mind to something and making it possible. Also, staying organized can make things even easier. So save your money, use your coupons, stock up on your materials and supplies. I've gotten into sewing with an official machine in 2019. I did use the bleach and cut out jeans, but it is nothing like how I'm creating from bare materials now. Have really put my ideas to life from making two pieces, tops and bralettes. Always want to expand to more, and you will constantly learn more. Sewing is such a learning process and it requires a lot of patience. So that's the end of this beginner sewer vlog. Thanks for staying tuned into the current sewing supplies that I'm using as a beginner. I've only been into sewing for about a year or so, since 2019, and I will also love to share my creations with you as well. So don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And if you want to be notified every time that I post, don't forget to press that bell button.